going on there, Lewis? EFC, hello to you. Hello to you. Oops. Why did it do that? I'm playing some of that, playing some of that Scottish folk music for Big Dunk, you know. Oh, Lewis, don't worry. I'm going to get into Schneiderlin and Sigurdsson because I have a very, very important question to ask people, and I'm going to answer it. Did you see? The thing is, as soon as the game got over, I watched the game again. That's why my match reactions are usually later, because I don't like to go off pure emotion in my match reactions. Because most people, when they do that, they look kind of foolish. It's good, you know, but I don't want to overreact or, you know, say silly things in the heat of the moment. I know some people like to see that. I know that's a genuine emotion, but yeah. Okay, here we are, everybody. I see Lewis is here. Appreciate that. Again, it's 9:30 over in the UK. I'm sure people are sleeping or having their takeaway or doing something else with their time. But for those people that are watching after the fact, welcome. Thank you for being here. I am the Mr. Archer, in case you were wondering, even though the channel says that. But let's get right into it. We're all here for this. Everton 3, Chelsea FC, Chelsea Rent Boys, Frank Lampard's little puppies 1. Big Dunk's first game in charge. Crowd was at it from minute 1. Duncan Ferguson was introduced to the fine people at Goodison Park. Round of applause, standing ovation, chants all day, singing all day. And then we kick off, and as per usual, we see the starting lineup. I wasn't too encouraged by it for obvious reasons. Again, we all know, if you're in the channel, if you're in the watch along, if you hear me talk, I call Gylfi Sigurdsson, who again was captain. Not having it, but it is what it is. 4-4-2. Iwobi and Walcott playing more of right-sided midfielders, not really up and out and out wingers. Had Schneider and Sigurdsson sitting in there. Yeremina, hamstring issue, obviously. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison up top. So, it is what it is. Like, going into it, you think, we're obviously going to get a bounce. You always get a new manager bounce. You're going to get, after the week we've had, and the actual couple of weeks, or actually, no, a couple of months since the start of the season that we've had, it hasn't been very optimistic. We've had injuries, we've had performance issues, we've had mentality and belief and all these different issues at different times. Some of them all together, some of them crept in slowly, some of them were there from the start, obviously. But today, let's just talk about today. 3-1 to Everton, 3 points, 3 goals, climbed out the bottom 3, at least for now. That's like what I'm saying is I went with 2 score predictions today, okay? One of them was based on if we don't get that new player bounce, if all the players are super unmotivated, if everything is disjointed and as bad as it looks, and if we go a goal behind at home, the crowd's going to be getting on people, Big Dunk's going to have a bad day at the office, the players are just going to give up, and we're going to blow it out our ass. And, if Chelsea scored in the first couple of minutes, I could have easily seen us losing like 3-0, right? That was my pragmatic, pessimistic, cynical, whatever you want to do, point of view. But then on the opposite side, I said, if we can get a bounce, if because of the formation, if we're playing a certain way, if we can do this, that, and the other, and defend really well, play on the counter-attack, have the rub of the green go our way, have no VAR decisions go against us, we could easily win the game, and I said we'd win the game 2-1. Ended up being 3-1, and, it is what it is. So let's go through the positives, right? We got 3 points. We scored 3 goals. Dominic Calvert-Lewin got his first Premier League brace. Richarlison again with a great header from a great Sidibe cross. Went out in front early. Crowd was behind us the whole time. Wasn't a moment's silence. Always chanting, always cheering. Turned it into a bear pit, a hostile environment, a cauldron, whatever you want to call it. I wasn't there, so I can't fully appreciate what it felt like to me to be in there. But there are some people in the watch along that actually come in. Shout out to Daniel Sibbald, whatever his name is. Always, whenever he's at Goodison Park, he's also in the chat, telling us what's going on. Told us that about some Chelsea fans that were trying to mug off some Everton fans. So I get updates. Got respectable, loyal the Mr. Archer viewers. Oh, and also we got to 800 subscribers today. So congratulations, everybody. Thanks everyone that stopped in today, by the way. Numbers look pretty good again for the channel for the watch-alongs. I've noticed a trend, though, is that as the results and as the banter and as the performances and results and everything suffered, the numbers for the watch-along went up. The games that we actually played well, the games that where people can't come in here and rag on Everton and talk a bunch of shit, the numbers aren't quite as high. So, but that's just the way it goes, right? That's how YouTube and social media and everything works. Like the people that have, rage and scream and yell and just say complete blowhard blather most of the time, they usually get the higher views when stuff's going bad. But when people try and talk sense and try and be reasonable, they don't really get that high of numbers. And that's probably why my channel's never going to grow, because I always try and take a reasonable approach, which is why when I do the Everton game, I watch the game live. My emotions mostly are on the screen for the watch along, and then I end the stream, and then I could just do an instant match reaction, get in there, F and blind and curse, or cheer and yell and scream and overreact and, make it out to be way, way, way more, bigger than it was, and, say we're turning a corner and just completely, hyperbole the shit out of everything, and then look a fool doing something like that later. So I finish the game, I stop the stream, I go to the bathroom, whatever, and then I come back and I watch the game again. What did I see? Taking the raw emotion out of it, taking the this and the that out of it. Let's watch the game again before we be critical or positive on players, and we'll see how Chelsea played and how the game could have turned and all that good stuff. So here it is. Here is what I saw, and this is my match reaction after watching it twice. Like I said, the 3 points was absolutely amazing. We needed it. We needed to get out the bottom three. We needed to put in the performance. We needed to have a bounce back. We needed to make it a good day for Duncan Ferguson. Farid was there. Ken Wright was there. Marcel Brands was there. The fans were there. The fans were expecting. They were expecting what they always expect from Everton: hard-hitting tackles, good defending, fighting for every ball, running around, getting busy, getting in the opponent's face, not letting them settle down into any type of rhythm. All that stuff. A reflection of Duncan Ferguson on the pitch is what we needed, and that's what we got. Okay, so from the first minute to the 90th minute, we ended up winning 3-1. However, here comes the big question. The question is, it's in the title. How do you like it? Okay, so let's go through what we like, right? We like getting 3 points. We like scoring 3 goals. We like it when the crowd's happy. We like it when the supporters is happy. We like it when Farid Mashiri's over there pointing at Duncan, getting the thumbs up. We like to see an Everton legend managing the team. We like to see our players playing well, our young players playing well, our high-priced signings like Richarlison playing well. We like to see players that have been shaky and lacking confidence recently, like Michael Keane. We like to see him playing well. We like to see all of it. We like to see the hard tackling. We like to see Sigurdsson and Schneiderlin getting their tackles in and closing down the middle of the park and not allowing. However, we had 30% possession to their 70% possession, right? I just watched the Manchester United-Manchester City game. Manchester United just won that game at the Etihad 2-1 because they did exactly what we did today. Only difference is Manchester City really didn't have that many opportunities. And the rub of the green went with Everton Football Club this. It's one of those things where luck's on your side, it's on your side. It was the day for us. Home, to Chelsea. Chelsea's little young players coming in. They've got Abraham, they've got Pulisic, they've got Mason Mount, they've got James playing right back. They've got their young players who are. Did I say Abraham? They got Tammy Abraham too, obviously. They have been on a rough form in rough form recently. They lost to West Ham at home. They've lost 3 out of the last 4. Well, they lost 2 out of the last 3 games before they came to Goodison. They're still trying to find their feet as a team, and luck wasn't with them today because Tammy Abraham should have scored 2 or 3 goals in that game. Mason Mount should have had at least 1 goal in that game. Had things gone differently with the ricochets from Dominic Calvert-Lewin's first goal to put us 2-0 up, sometimes that's not going to break for you. It bounces around, it falls perfectly to him, side foots it past the goalkeeper, it's 2-0. However, we could have easily gone 2-1 behind after we scored. So I really, really appreciate that we wanted passion today. We wanted to be entertained today. We wanted things to work out for us today. We wanted to see I keep saying Tim Duncan, the Spurs basketball player. We wanted to have Duncan Ferguson have a good managerial debut at Goodison Park. He came out, he had the armband on, he was full of passion. This has been his dream, or it will be his dream, to have come back, to be at Everton, to be not only a coach, but to be a manager, to tell the lads what to do, to give his philosophy, to try and, tell them about the badge and all this stuff. He probably does it in training and does it on the training pitch and all that stuff, but we wanted it to work for Dunk today. We wanted it to work. We wanted to say, hey, yes, it was Marco Silva's fault. If he doesn't show the charisma and he doesn't show the passion, and that doesn't translate to the players. With Dunk in charge, the passion's going to be there, the endeavor's going to be there, the hard tackling is going to be there, the work ethic's going to be there. It's going to flow from the players to the crowd, to the crowd to the players, and the manager to the owner. It's going to be a big eclectic mix of energies, and they're all positive for Everton Football Club. We need to get 3 points because we need some momentum going into the Manchester United game. We need some momentum going into this busy period. We've got all these players out. We've got Gomez out. We've got Gabamin out. And we've got Yerry Mina out. We've got Delph out. We've got all these players, and we're missing, and we just want to do well. And we did that today. Okay, so kudos to everybody involved. Kudos to the starting 11. Kudos to Umar Nias for warming a bench. That was interesting to see that he was on the bench, but why not? Don't want to try and throw everything at it if that was needed, of course. So yeah, great result and all that. But like I said, do you like what you saw? Do you think that could work week in, week out? Do you think you want to see your Everton team? And if any Manchester United supporters are watching, I understand. I'm going to ask the same question of you. Taking all that out of it, if that's the way we lined up each week, let's just say, with Schneiderlin and Sigurdsson sitting in that central midfield area, you want to see Michael Keane playing at the back most of the time. You want to have us invite pressure, constant pressure, allow people just to drift through our midfield. Because honestly, N'Golo Kante and Kovacic and Mason Mount, they really did tear us apart in a lot of times in that game. The final product from Chelsea was not great. Like I said, Tammy Abraham could have had 2 sliding tap-ins, whatever you want to call them, and that didn't happen. Some other, things bounced our way and deflections went our way, just like they did for our goals. Cause if you take a look at the goals, Richarlison, we win the ball high up the park. Quick thinking from Gylfi Sigurdsson. I'll give him that. Played the ball in. Who's he played into? Alex Iwobi, I think. Alex Iwobi gets it. And for you Iwobi haters out there, seriously, watch football, understand football, see what we're lacking in our team and see what we've needed, and tell me that Alex Iwobi's shit. Please, go ahead, leave it in the comments. Tell me Alex Iwobi's shit, but please leave me some reasons behind it. I don't want to hear anything about, he loses the ball, he gives the ball away. No, he's trying to do positive things. Just the same with Tom Davies. Tries to do positive things. Tries to think outside the box. Doesn't play the simple pass all the time. Sometimes that's going to cost you, but sometimes it doesn't. Anyways, so we get the ball. Sigurdsson plays it forward. Beautiful ball out to Sidibe. And we know that Sidibe and Richarlison have some type of chemistry going on because Sidibe's delivery into the box is always fantastic. Richarlison playing up top with Dominic Calvert-Lewin today, it's a great choice. 4-4-2, kind of out of favor, kind of seen as pedestrian these days, but sometimes you have to do it. Burnley do it, even though they got rocked today. Other teams do it. They play the 4-4-2. You know, they don't press super high, but they've always got the striker and then another player playing off him. So Dom makes the run, drags two defenders with him. Richarlison comes in for where he usually does. We know he's outstanding with his head or he's outstanding with his shoulder. Either way, we're up 1-0. Crowder into it. It's all good. But that doesn't take away from the fact that, and then also you have to look at the deflection. Like I said, I'll just go through the goals. Well, that's pace isn't everything. Let's just say that. But for it will be. He's just saying. Yeah, well, you can probably see in the chat, James Milner. Yeah, maybe he did. Maybe he did. But James, you have to admit, James Milner is a special case when it comes to players of that age and that experience still having their legs and still having an engine like that. It reminds me of Gareth Barry. You know, other players like that. You're just like, this guy's been in the league for so long, but he's still fit, he's still fresh, he's still ambitious, he's still ready to get around and still do the same thing he did when he was 18 years old. So anyways, but then you look at our goals, like I said, not taking anything away from him. But if that hadn't fallen to Dominic Calvert-Lewin with that luck, it ping-pongs around, just sits out there on a plate for him. And we go up 2-0. Okay, that's fabulous too. But then you look at, the third goal, it's a mistake by Kepa. Yes, it's good pressing. Right, it's good pressing by our forward line. It's good closing down. It's giving the goalkeeper a question, asking him to solve a problem. And what's the solution? He plays a ball really, really wide of Kurt Zouma. Kurt Zouma backs up. We break away, but then again we get into the box with Tom Davis. It's a nice back heel by Dom, but he's still got a lot to do. He wasn't going to get a shot off. He wasn't going to, It looked like the play had gone, but again, ping pongs around, comes out to Dom. Dom slides it in for 3-1. That's not going to happen every week. Nobody has that much luck, and then of course we had a VAR thing, and that went our way. Like everything went our way today, but you're not going to get that 38 games in a season. You could get it 19 games a season, every one of your home games, but it's usually not going to go like that. So yes, from an emotional, entertaining, cathartic, we need something as Evertonians victory. I'm all for it. I was pumping my chest. I was screaming. I was yelling. I was having a good time. I'm completely satisfied with the result today. No issues whatsoever. But that's not going to cut it at Old Trafford. That's not going to cut it against Leicester when we play them in the League Cup again. It's not going to cut it versus Liverpool. Some certain teams will completely tear you apart if they've got, and like Arsenal, that's not going to work versus Arsenal. Okay, because Aubameyang, Lacazette, Ozil, well, Pepe's shit, but those three and other teams that we play, their forward line is going to do a lot better than what Tammy Abraham was doing. They've got more experience than Mason Mount and Pulisic. They're actually they will tear us apart. You can't sit back and park the bus like that for an entire game because we shouldn't be going for parking the bus and trying to grind out results, especially not at home. Not saying we did that because it was a different damn day with the emotion and all of that, but that formation, it's great when it happens like that and when you get lucky and you create your own luck. But like I said, if that doesn't ping pong around, if Kepa doesn't make one mistake, and that defense doesn't make the mistake, it's not going to be very pretty. I don't want to watch Everton Football Club personally, just me. I don't want to see us have 30% possession, not only at home, but in other games that we play away from home too, because that's not going to last. It's pure emotion. We're going to get tired easily. The legs are going to go. Teams are going to take advantage of us. Teams are going to be able to figure out that solution at the end of the day. And really, we have too good of players in the team. We've got Bernard, we've got Richarlison, we've got Moise Kean, we've got Dominic Calvert-Lewin, we've got Luca Dean and Sidibe on that side. We can't force those quality players to play boring, defensive, park the bus, we're going to counter you all the time football. I don't want to see that all the time. If that means that we climb up the table slowly with this and we get somewhere into the top half of the table, I'll be okay with it. But I don't want to see that week in, week out. It would just bore me to death. But it's results-based business. I guess Dunk's got until maybe the end of the season. We don't know. We might find out some more on Monday and all that. But games are coming thick and fast. We can't have that type of football. We need to go on and win games. With that formation and with that style of play, we can't go on and win games. There's not enough on the bench to switch that around if we're behind. Okay, and like I said, this is just Yeah, about Moise Ken not coming on. Yeah, but again, it's a game where we didn't score the go ahead goal, the clinching goal, and it was within like the last like 6 minutes or something, right? Again, not a game for Moise Ken because he doesn't have enough experience, he hasn't got enough game time. With our bottle jobness, with teams coming back, we didn't know how we were going to react when they scored that goal to bring it back to 2-1. We could have completely gone under. Dom was very, very good at holding the ball up and bringing others into play. So I don't know who he would have taken off to bring on Moise Ken. All this stuff. So again, yes, it's disappointing, but again, we're not in a position to be giving players, opportunities, and you can't blame him for keeping Dom on the pitch. Dom was great today in what we were expecting him to do. And there was an awful lot of us not playing out from the back, which I'm fine with. Jordan Pickford booting it up top. To Richarlison, to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Don't have any problems with that. We're completely bypassing our midfield most of the time because our midfield was in quality, in work rate, in all of it. We got dismantled by N'Golo Kante, Kovacic, and Mason Mount in there today. There's no denying that. Sigurdsson and Schneiderlin, they got about the pitch well. They broke up play when they could, but nothing offensively went through them, as it usually doesn't. It was just basically 4-4-2, long ball, get the second ball, put it out to the wings, put it into the box. Okay, you want to call it Sam Allardyce football, you want to call it Tony Pulis football, you want to call it, whatever football. That's what it was. That's what it was. That was Neil Warnock football. That was Roy Hodgson football, at its finest, and we got a result. So, but I again, it's hard because I didn't want to see us dominate possession and not create enough chances. I didn't like that. And then we go the total opposite way where we create a lot of chances, but they're all similar chances. But yet we only have 30% possession. We've got no players that are expressing themselves. They're just running around doing the basics right, which is what we need right now. Advanced, fancy, subtle, intricate football wasn't working for us, right? And we weren't getting the results. So boring, slow, pedantic, counter-attacking, pragmatic football is what we played today. And we got the result, and everyone's happy about it. So I'm just asking, is this what you want to see in the future? If you said, okay, this is what we're going to play now. We've tried the Martinez ball with great going forward and shit at the back. We played the Koeman way, which is disjointed and shit, and nobody wanted to play that way. We have the Sam Allardyce thing, where we got out of the relegation zone and finished in a respectable spot. And then we had Marco Silva, who was brought in all these players that fit a certain system. We wanted to play 4-3-3, but we never really did. We always played 4-2-3-1. We've had all these injuries. Can we work on this, way of playing football, or do we just keep it simple for the rest of the season, or at least until February and March, and then maybe try and develop a certain way if we have certain players coming back from injury? But for right now, this is what we're going to have to play, apparently. And I like the results. I like what happened today. Totally in favor. 10 out of 10. We kept it 100 today. Everyone was happy. The board would be happy. The players would be happy. The supporters are happy. Duncan Ferguson's happy. I'm sure even Marco Silva was at home just quietly clapping and saying, well, that was, from a footballing aspect, take the crowd out of it, take the emotion out of it, for the neutral. If you take all that out and you just watch the game, you just watch the tactics, you just look at the stats, you just go, ugh. That's a mid-table way of playing. That's a mid-table team. That's a team fighting for survival way of playing football right there. And that's what it is. That's what we've had to revert to, sadly. But, all in all, man of the match, just for getting 2 goals, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, because Richarlison went off early. It was good to see Bernard come into the game. It was good to see, who else came into the game? I don't remember now. Tom Davis. Yeah, that's one thing I will say. I did like that part of what Dunk was doing. I liked him when he took Richarlison off, or whoever he took off. Yeah, it was Richarlison for Tom Davis, right? That Tom played at the top of the 3 in the midfield, that Schneiderlin and Sigurdsson stepped back and gave Tom license to get up there, up top, with Dom, and, they almost, one of the goals came from that. Like I said, a little bit of scuffing around and all that, but Dom still scored, and technically it won't be given as a FPL assist, but Tom Davis had a big part in playing in that goal. So yeah, and you saw the celebration. You saw Dunk kissing Tom and hugging Dom and all that stuff. So yeah, from that point of view, 10 out of 10. Like I said, lit 100. Peak fam. Well, not peak fam, right? You know, Denway's there. Denway's there. Oozing sauce. But yeah. So overall, like I said, but I just don't want to see that football brought back to Everton on a full term basis. That might have been the way we played during the Moyes era, but how much more money are we gonna have to spend? Because I don't think Andre Gomez is that type of player. I don't. Maybe Gabamin is, but Richarlison, Moyes Ken, Tom Davis, like there's too much potential. There's too much speed and youth and positive, forward-thinking footballers in that team to go and revert to a low block type, counter-attacking, low percentage possession football, but high percentage shot taking football. It's just not something that appeals to me. So let me know what you think in the comments if you want to comment at all. I am going to go do something else. Just thought I'd drop a video in, and thanks for watching.